for you guys, I promise. Please, just come up just for the moment. I'm so blessed that you guys came today. Come on up, just for the moment. I really do appreciate it. I know it's hot, don't get too close, but come on up. Okay, I know most of you have probably seen me online, and I started doing these videos because I love this country. And I just started pouring my heart out on the way I felt about this country and the people in it. And I just had to start talking. I'm by no means perfect. And I stress that all the time online, because I'm not perfect at all. Okay, so I wrote a speech, and I hope you guys take to heart, because I wrote this from the heart. I too have a dream that all men and women of all nationalities remain free. I would like to see men and women across the political spectrum to stop fighting one another and unite.
Yes.
Uniting doesn't mean we have to agree on everything. But we do agree that we love this country, support our military, our veterans, and of course our police officers. Thank you. They are on the front lines of all of this, protecting all of us.
Yes.
These things unite us together. The hate today is driven by the media. I'm not going to say any names, CNN.
Criminal News Network.
CNN is ISIS.
Hollywood, politicians, they're very poisonous to America. The rhetoric serves only one purpose, and that is to divide us. But I'm happy to say it has also united many of us. Look at us. This is wonderful. USA! 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 USA!
USA!
As you can see here today, we are a diverse group of Americans. Black, white, Latinos. I'm grateful that all of us, we see the color because we know that we're Americans. All of us together. There's only one race that truly matters, and that is the human race. And that consists of all of us. You being here today says that you love this state and also you love this country. I've said it many times, when good men do nothing, evil wins.
That's right. Yes.
We are fighting to keep and make America great again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Amen.
It has been traveling down in a destructive path for the last 8 years.
Longer.
Every citizen needs to stand up with their voice, empower themselves, and get all the knowledge that you can to protect America. What we need to do is stand together, stand strong, and as long as we have God, we can't go wrong.
Amen. Unity, baby.
Yes. I thank all of you for coming. Please stay cool. We have water. Get water. God bless you. God bless America.
God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you. One more thing. In the name of Jesus. Thank you.
Right on. Will's a great speaker. Gets everybody fired up front and center. Let's have it here for Will. All right, next up we have Craig DeLuz. Craig DeLuz is working with the Firearms Policy Coalition, been defending our 2A rights. How do you guys feel about your 2A rights? That's it? That's it?
2A rights.
How do you guys feel about your 2A rights? Just get fired up for Craig. He's out there defending your for 2A rights every day. He's involved in the community, he's involved with education, he's doing a lot for this community. So you guys give it up for Craig.
Thank you, everybody. Before I get started, I want to make sure to thank all of the volunteers that helped make this event to happen. Give them a big round of applause. These are people who are giving of their time, their talent, and their treasury to make sure that we have an opportunity to come here together. When I was asked to come and speak here today, I was told, I said, look, they told me, look, rallies are great, but we want to make sure that we're providing people with some substantive information that they can use to help make California great again. Is there anybody here who wants to make California great again? Yeah! All right, and that's what my desire is. That's what my hope and my passion is, specifically when it comes to the Second Amendment. Don't worry about it. One of the things that I always make sure to tell people is it's not just about, first of all, understand this. It's not about guns. All right? This is what you need to understand. It's not about shooting sports. It's not about hunting. All right? It is about a fundamental human right to defend oneself. The fact that the founding fathers understood that we have a fundamental human right to defend ourselves, and they wanted to make sure to enumerate that in the Constitution with the right to bear arms. When they talked about the need for militia, they weren't just talking about the right to bear arms, they were talking about the responsibility to bear arms. The responsibility that we have to protect and defend our neighbors, ourselves, and our family. It's important that we understand that this is not just about the Second Amendment, but it's about all civil rights. We've been convinced that civil rights is supposed to be about special certain rights for special certain people based on your race, your religion, your gender, or gender identity. Civil rights are rights that are available to all citizens, to all peoples. They are rights that are given by God, not by government, because if government gives them, government can take them away. And let me be very clear with you. Our civil rights, not just the Second Amendment, but our very civil rights are under attack simply because we choose to exercise our Second Amendment rights. I know you're thinking, Craig, what are you talking about? I'm glad you asked that question. Here in the state of California, it is illegal for a gun store owner to have a picture of a handgun on the outside of their store. It is illegal, violating their free speech rights. Certain billboards that are controlled by the state of California, you are not allowed to advertise firearms-related material, even if it includes advocating for the Second Amendment. That is a violation of our constitutional rights, of our free speech rights. In the state of California, in municipalities up and down the state, they are creating special zoning and permits restricting where you can put a gun store. So bad that in the county of Alameda, there is no place in the unincorporated county where you can locate a new gun store. Oh, and the gun stores that do currently exist, if they were to close down, they wouldn't be allowed to reopen. That's a violation of our constitutional rights, of our civil rights. In the state of California, there's this thing called gun violence restraining orders. It's moving throughout the West Coast. It currently exists in California, in Washington, and is about to exist in Oregon, where someone close to you can say, I believe that this person is a danger to themselves or to others. They go to a judge and they have your right to keep and bear arms taken away from you. And then here in the state of California, with this gun violence restraining order, they issue a gun seizure warrant, telling law enforcement that this individual has lost their right to own or possess a firearm. We believe they own or possess firearms, and they are a danger to themselves or others. Here you go take their guns. That's a violation of due process rights. Because you are now guilty until, oh, by the way, yeah, you do get to eventually go before a judge. after your rights have been taken away. And when you do go before that judge, you are now guilty until proven innocent. You have to prove that you are not a danger to yourself or others. Your right against unreasonable search and seizure is taken away, because with that gun seizure warrant, they can search anywhere they believe you have a gun. Your house, your place of business, your car, your girlfriend's house, your parents' house, wherever they believe you have a firearm. It's a violation of your private property rights because, well, let's be honest, firearms are private property. And it's a violation of your Second Amendment rights. It is so bad in this country when it comes to the Second Amendment that even your very life becomes suspect. Your right to life becomes suspect if you are a gun owner. In the state of Florida, an individual is playing video games, 2 o'clock in the morning. Here's a loud bang at the door. You hear a loud bang at the door, you think something might be up. He got his legally owned firearm, went to answer the door. While not necessarily advisable to open the door, it is compliance. Turns out that was a law enforcement agent. Turns out it was a cop who was looking for a robbery suspect. Didn't identify himself as a law enforcement officer. And when the family went to sue the city, the judge said that that individual put himself at risk, that he was at fault because he answered his own door in his own house, exercising his right to keep and bear arms. It was his fault. This is the judge. Let me be very clear. Our civil rights are in jeopardy. Nothing less than our American way of life is at risk. And that's why it's important that we do something, that we not just come here. It's great that we come here and we rally, but it's also important that we do something. So what do? The first thing is you need to inform yourself. What I tend to find is that many people who support the Second Amendment really don't understand how bad things are. They really don't understand how much under attack we are. They don't understand how crazy some of the laws that are being proposed really are. Most people who get polled, even NRA members, say, well, I believe in reasonable gun laws. What they don't realize is reasonable was passed decades ago. Laws that violate your rights are not reasonable. Laws that say you have to give up your fundamental human rights are not reasonable. Laws that say that you are not allowed to own weapons that are in common use are not reasonable. If we treated any other civil right the way we treat the Second Amendment, well, you can only go to church once a week. You know, you can only write your legislator once. Gosh, you know, we have too many. There's too many libraries around. Too many library books. You can only have one library book a year. The people who run this building would lose their minds. But it's the Second Amendment. To them, it's a right, but it's not a right. It's not one that they value or choose to exercise, so therefore they devalue it. Justice Thomas recently said in his dissenting opinion in a court case, he basically said, look, we have devalued the Second Amendment to a second-class right. The only way that will change is if we stand up. So we need to inform ourselves of what is taking place legislatively, what is taking place in the courts. And folks, we have access to more information than any generation before us. If I might make one suggestion, firearmspolicy.org. Facebook.com/gun policy, a great place to go to find out what's going on and how you can get involved. But we're not the only ones. There's the California Rifle and Pistol Association. There's Gun Owners of California. There's the NRA. There are tons of groups that are out there to help provide you with information so that you can be informed. The next thing you need to do is to be engaged. Get active and get involved. We make it easy. 3 clicks and you've now sent a letter or an email off to members who are going to be voting on key legislation. It's that simple. It takes a few minutes for you to call your legislator. Get involved politically, because here's the thing. Let me just be real with you. It's a very, very hard thing to get anti-gun legislators, anti-Second Amendment legislators to vote pro-gun. It's a lot easier to get pro-gun legislators to vote pro-gun. And the only way that changes is if we make it a priority and we make it change. So get active and get involved. If you have a pro-gun legislator, great. Look at the district next to you. Do they have pro-gun legislators? If not, get active and get engaged. This is war. Politics is like war. It's about taking ground. We can't retreat. You don't win wars by retreating. We will not win on this political battlefield if we do not advance and take ground away from the enemy. Get active, get engaged. And the last thing that we need to be doing is we need to be growing. We need to be telling others, spreading the word. Each and every one of us has a sphere of influence. Those people who listen to what we have to say. We have a responsibility to educate them on the Second Amendment, to educate them on what's going on legislatively, and to educate them on who is standing for their civil rights and who is advocating against their civil rights. We have to be able to do that. The advent of social media gives us the ability, with the click of a button, to share information with thousands of people. Instead of posting the cat videos, the frozen kid, the cute cat videos, and they're cute, I gotta admit it, they're cute. They are pretty cute. Right? But let's share information. Let's share the information with those who are around us. Because here's the thing, there are a lot of people who agree with us who are not with us. And we need them to be. I'm gonna close with this. When I first started getting politically involved, it really was because I started to realize how many decisions were being made that I had no idea about. How many decisions in this building were being made that I had no idea about. And realizing that there is a fundamental struggle in our political environment today between those who believe that you have a right to choose your own destiny and those who believe that they have the right to choose your destiny for you. I don't know about you, but I believe in my right and my ability to choose my destiny for myself. I believe that this is an America that was founded on individual rights and individual responsibility. That this is a nation where the only nation in the world where someone can come to this nation and be born in this nation with absolutely nothing, and by the time the next generation comes, have absolutely everything and be living the American dream. It can't happen anywhere else. People come to this country from all over because they know that this is a place where you can be rewarded for your hard work and for your ingenuity and for your passion, where if you stand for your rights, it means something. It only means something if we're willing to fight. Thank you very much.
And you should be front and center in making a difference in this country. You are. Let me tell you a little bit about the Voter Integrity Project. The Election Integrity Project has been running here in California for 6 years, and they have only unfolded fraud right across this state. In 5 counties alone, just 5 counties, 1 million registered voters more than are eligible to be registered. That's over 100% registration rate. Unheard of. And it's a lie, it's fraud. Well, the Election Integrity Project is making a difference. We were in national news over the last couple of weeks on Breitbart News and Washington Times, and people are starting to wake up and realise that California can make a difference. But we can't make a difference. Janine can't make a difference. Your other assembly, people that are running for assembly can't make a difference if we know when we go to the polls that the game's already been rigged. I don't want to go to a Super Bowl knowing that my team can't win because the referee is corrupt. We need to correct California, because as goes California, so goes America. California is the difference between what can make America great again and what can bring America down, because without California, America is nothing. So on that note, I'd like you to go and check out the Election Integrity Project, electionintegrityproject.com. Check it out, join up, get involved, because it's you guys that can make the difference by creating a level playing field, a fair playing field. Our donors here in California, instead of giving their money to the eastern states, they'll invest it here in candidates like Janine. So with that said, I thank you very much. God bless you and God bless America.
Yes, sir. Nice hat. Good job. You know.
Appreciate being here. My name is Greg Bird. I work for an organization called the California Family Council. And we are here advocating, watching this building, and making sure that your religious freedom rights are not violated. And so I have been working for the state legislators, several of them, for the last 6 years. And the last 3 years I have been working in this building. And so today my speech is going to be based on the experience I've had there. Now I know you folks all are here because you love the Constitution. Is that right?
Woo!
What a privilege it is to have such a majestic document guiding and protecting our liberties. But did you know that the Founding Fathers still had concerns about the Constitution when it was first ratified? Specifically, Thomas Jefferson, he liked the document, but he said it had a serious flaw. Jefferson was a man who had no illusions about government leaders. He knew that history proved time and time again that unaccountable concentrations of power in the hands of a few eventually was used to oppress the God-given liberties of their people. So do you know what Jefferson's remedy was? His remedy was the Bill of Rights. He wanted a Bill of Rights placed in the Constitution that listed the liberties that legislators would be obligated to protect. So I'm here today to talk about the Bill of Rights, and specifically about the most important one, the First Amendment. And specifically how the First Amendment protects our freedom of religion and freedom of speech. Now, human nature has not changed much over the last 200 years, and religious faith and speech still need as much protection today as they did at the country's founding. And the legislators in this building have become drunk with power. There are supermajorities in both houses. They are now beginning to use their power to oppress the religious beliefs and speech that they don't like. Let's talk about religious liberty a little bit. Religious liberty is not just the freedom to attend your church of your choosing, or to live out your beliefs in the four walls of a building. The First Amendment promises to protect your right to free exercise of your religion in your daily and public life. Now this also means that you are free to start organizations and businesses, nonprofits and schools of all kinds to promote and practice your religious faith without the government interfering. This type of freedom is unique in the world, and it is one of the reasons that immigrants have been driven here to our shores for the last 200 years. Now many California legislators will say they believe in religious liberty and freedom of speech unless you disagree with them on two particular issues. Here's the issues: abortion and gender identity. Let me give you some examples. Religiously motivated citizens all over the state have created pregnancy care centers to offer services and help to unwed mothers who felt they had no other choice but to get an abortion. Motivated by love of these women and their unborn babies, they set up hundreds of pregnancy care centers offering free ultrasounds, prenatal care, emotional and financial support, in hope that these women would choose life and not abort their children. Now, NARAL, Pro-Choice California, and other pro-abortion rights advocates like the Planned Parenthood were upset that these clinics were persuading so many women not to get abortions. So 2 years ago, they persuaded a San Francisco assemblyman named David Chu to introduce AB 775. Now this bill mandated that pregnancy care centers would have to post a big sign in their clinics advertising.
God bless you, Annie.
Hi, everybody. First of all, thank you for being here. I know it's extremely hot. So thanks for hanging on and waiting for everybody to give their speeches. I actually am very happy Harry brought up everything that he did. I am actually a testimony to what he told you. I was born and raised in Islamic Republic of Iran under 100% Sharia, within 100% Sharia family. My father was a sheikh, which is a step higher than an imam. I was called an adult woman at age 9 in Iran, and my father sold me to marriage at age 14. So I am a child bride. Did I escape? Yes. However, I came here with a promise, and that was freedom. And I can tell you, we don't have freedom today. We have Islamization. That's what we got. There are Muslims in this country, and it goes beyond California. The problem is in California today. The problem is everywhere, because this is what it is. In Quran, Allah said, turn every single breathing human into a Muslim, and I will bring you your peace day. So they have no choice but to do it. I know we all gonna fight, but fighting isn't enough. We need to educate every single person out there. It is real. I am 33 years old today, but when I was 14, they handed me over to a man who was older than me, and he had no issue beating me for every single reason he could find. When I went to court with a dislocated shoulder and a bruised face, and I asked for a divorce, the judge looked me in the eyes and said, well, young lady, you should obey your husband so he wouldn't have to beat you. And it's not that he was a bad man. No, in Quran, 4th Surah, Allah on 34th verse says, if you think your wife is going to disobey you, if you think you don't need a proof, warn her, separate your bed, then beat her until she obeys you. That's the word of Allah. That's what they follow. And guess what? The brainwash is beyond what you can imagine. I had the Quran memorized at age 5. That's when they start. I don't know how or why. I was lucky enough to know the difference, but 9 out of 10 don't. You might look at someone here, American. Seriously, the guy's gonna be American, have no accent, no problem with speaking complete English, they know the Constitution, they are all American. But guess what? They were born in an Islamic family, and they were taught to hate every single one of us. Not because we're Americanized, not because we're Americans, no, because we don't believe in Allah and Muhammad. Because we don't, I'm sure none of you guys out there are willing to hand your 9-year-old daughter to a man.
Hell no! Hell no!
And I'm pretty sure none of you ladies are willing to hold your little daughter so they can mutilate her genital. That's why they hate you. Islam is submission. I ran from it. I came to this beautiful country, and starting about 7 years ago, I started seeing it happening right here. I recently moved away from LA. You know why? Because I had a fatwa on me from an Iranian imam who said, kill her. They found me. And police told me, until they come to your door, there's nothing we can do for you.
Oh my God.
So I had to pack and I had to leave. Since December of 2015, I have moved 9 times. They want to tell you it's the religion of peace? Then ask them, why are there 182 verses in your holy book to order you to behead every single person who's not a Muslim? Words of Allah. I'm not going to even argue Sharia, because the new method is, I don't follow Sharia. I don't want to deal with Sharia, so bring Quran to their attention. 182 verses says you all should be beheaded. There are over 176 verses in Quran where it says a woman is half of a man. It tells you to sell your daughter, it tells you to kill your daughter, it tells you to beat your wife. That is not a culture I was introduced to when I came here 14 years, 11 months ago. When I came here, they told me, you can be anyone you like to be.
God bless America.
God bless America, yes. I have my life because of America. However, thanks to 8 years of infiltration in our White House, referring to Hussein Obama, we have a lot of work to do. We have a lot of fight to do. And the best way to do it is stand up, learn about it, and don't hide from them. Don't be afraid to be called racist. Islam isn't a race. It's an ideology. And if they're going to call you a bigot, well, I'd rather be a bigot and Islamophobe than a pedophile praiser. So, I was asked what we can do. As I said, we can educate, and most importantly, we need to unite. If you see, I really mean it, if you see a little girl bruised on the street with a Muslim father or mother, say something. Don't be afraid. This is a free country. We protect our children in this country. Behind closed doors, they are abusing their children. And when you learn something new, make sure to talk about it to those who don't know about it. Because here's what they're doing. We have 1,250 mosques around America.
Burn them! Burn them!
You don't need to burn them. I would say walk in there and ask questions. If they don't let you in, here's your answer. If they let you in and ask you to wear the hijab, ladies, then you stand there and say, I'm a free woman under this flag. Don't let them lie. Yes, Harim is right. Under Islam, a Muslim can lie about Islam and about everything within Sharia. Don't let them lie. Every time you see a reformer or a moderate Muslim on TV, reach out to them and say, I have a question. What are you trying to reform? The fact that your prophet had a wife that was 6 years old? How do you reform that? I guess you just get rid of that prophet. So in other meaning, you're not reforming, you're just making a brand new cult out there. And for those moderates, the same thing applies. Are you gonna just cherry pick your verses from Quran? But there's a verse in Quran that says, those of you Muslims who stay home are not the same to Allah than those who leave and commit jihad. So even as a moderate Muslim, Allah already told you you're not His favorite. I'm sure I'm almost out of time, but what I want to tell you is, there is no radical Islam, there is no moderate Islam, there is no reforming Islam, there is one type of Islam, and that is all about lies, pedophilia, and murder. So please stand up. As long as we have our freedom, we have the right to ask questions and demand answers. I'm always here to answer questions. However, try to get that question out of those imams and out of those moderate Muslims, because those are the ones who are hurting our cause. By telling us there is a way to be peaceful under this ideology. And please, if you like me, if you love me, if you support me, stop calling it a religion. Islam is not a religion.
Ideology.
It's an ideology. It's a control freak. Literally, it tells you how to live your life, and if you don't do it, well, rest in peace. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for being
Amazing!
One last thing. I know this is all about peace, but sometimes we can be peaceful, but we can be angry. Please stay angry. Remember, 8 years gone. We have to fix it. God bless America. Thank you.
All right, you guys.
Hey guys, how's it going? Everybody that's in the back, come over here, come in the front. By any means, does anybody know who Maxine Waters is?
Oh yeah!
There we go, we got that. Long ago, 2 years ago, ago, I said to myself that I'm tired of seeing politicians underserving our communities. And I said that I wanted to take action and I wanted to do something about it. I was so tired with this false narrative. These politicians talk all day long. They say things. Maxine Waters says impeach 45. I say support 45. How about that? Support 45. Yeah. So it's time for us to take action in the state of California. How many of you, by the raise of hands, are tired of these politicians underserving us?
Right here!
Yeah. So what I'm here for, I started this 2 years ago and I didn't know that nothing was going to come from it. I didn't expect that I was going to get a humbling experience from all of you. The support that I've been receiving is amazing. I've been getting so many people supporting the campaign. I have thousands of people online. I started with like 2,000 people. It's hit over 54,000 on Facebook in the past 2 months. I've been very happy to see that. Twitter is at 74,000 people and strong. We're taking a lot of action. We're doing a lot of things. We're very effective in our campaign. We identified a problem. There's a lot of voter fraud in our district, and there are people who are registered under the same name who are voting 2 different times. There are people who are voting illegally. We have to crack down on it. We got to say no to it. We have to keep voter integrity in the state of California. We got to make sure we're taking action. If we're not taking action, then we're not doing anything. You know, I'm here because I support the Second Amendment. I'm here because I support small business. I'm here because I support the jobs in the state of California. In my community, you have Toyota. Toyota left the city of Torrance and went to Texas. And you know, I see businesses leaving and fleeing the state of California. That saddens me. That's jobs leaving too. We have to encourage businesses to stay in the state of California. You know, my background, I've been in business for the past 4 years. I started a business when I was 23 years of age doing online marketing. I was doing marketing for nonprofits and for small businesses, political campaigns mainly. I learned a great deal on how to get the message out there and how to get my word out there. A lot of people are noticing what we're doing. We're doing things that no one is doing. I'm showing up to city council meetings in the city of Cudahy where they declared it a sanctuary city. You know, who likes sanctuary cities in the state of California? No to sanctuary. No to sanctuary. We have to make sure that we're enforcing our immigration laws. I support legal immigration. People abuse the immigration system. My family came from Cuba and Mexico. They did things right. They didn't break any laws. They came through a process just like everybody else, but they bundle up immigrants all in one. They put immigrants all in one. They say, oh, you treat them as you're all illegals. But no, there are people here. There are illegal immigrants. There are legal immigrants. What side is breaking the law? This side. This side is doing the things the right way. They're not breaking the law. They're going through a process. They're going through all the hard work that it takes to come here into this country. They're respecting the country. They're learning the Constitution. And if you learn the Constitution, you learn Western civilization. You adapt to Western civilization. That means that you're not going to turn a country into a third world environment. We have to make sure we're keeping our country safe. I see in Los Angeles, I see a third world environment. I'm so tired of it. I'm tired of people like Maxine Waters running down the state of California. And that's why, you know, that's why we have to make sure that we're draining the swamp in this state.
Yeah.
We have to drain the swamp, even our own swamps that we have in our own lives. So we have to do that. If we're not doing that, then we're not going to get anywhere. I'm going to ask all of you here. I encourage many of you who are from different cities to get involved locally. Get involved. Hold those city councils accountable. Don't let them take advantage of your city. You know, they misappropriate the funds. They use the funds for the wrong reasons. We have to make sure they're not wasting taxpayers' money. We have to make sure we're doing everything we can to hold them accountable. If we're not holding them accountable, what are we doing? We're just sitting down, complaining, watching Fox News, watching the news, and we're not doing anything. We got to go up. We got to do something. We got to stop watching TV. We got to take action. I'm going out. I'm walking doors on a day-to-day basis. I'm talking to small business owners. I'm getting my message out there. We have to do that. We have to do it. We can no longer just sit down. And I'm very proud of this movement. I'm very proud of this movement. When our president got elected, everything changed. Everything changed in this state. I want you guys to know that there is hope in the state of California. We have true hope, not false hope that Obama sold us. We have true hope for once. Who wants true hope? Raise your hands. True hope. We need true hope in the state of California. You know, hope and change was so dead. Nothing happened. I said to myself, we need to have true leadership. When Trump ran, I jumped on board from the very beginning, and I said I'm going to support him. This guy is speaking the common language of the common man. The common man does not want to hear you talking down at them. They want to hear you talking with them. They want to have a dialogue with you, a conversation with you. You know, I don't see politicians, you know, they don't stay, they leave. They speak and they take off. I stay. I'm right here. I care what you think. I care about what you think. I talk to you. I'll answer questions. I'm not going to dance around the issues like these politicians do. I'm so tired of it. I get so tired of it. And I learned a great deal from being involved for a very long time, for over 9 years now. I got involved in the Republican Party when I was 19 years of age. And I learned a lot of things in the Republican Party that were broken in the Republican Party. And I said to myself, you know, these people are just being lazy. They're not taking action. They're just letting the state fall apart. And I said to myself, I can't watch the state fall apart any longer. I'm going to hold them accountable. And I'm a true Republican because I represent what the Republican values are in the state of California. And we need to have true Republicans. We need to get rid of these false Republicans that are in there. These Republicans are destroying our state. They're destroying our state because they're lazy. They are lazy.
They gave
I'm
up.
going to give you guys a story. How many of you know that the Republican Party of Los Angeles County blocked me on Twitter? How many of you guys, raise your hand. You think that's surprising that they would do that? But I'm not surprised. Because everything I've done thus far, I have over 800 donors who have donated to the campaign. All individual donors, all from all types of donations, $1, $5, $10, $20, $50, $100, all small donations. You know, I don't want to be beholden to special interests. Special interest owns these politicians. We have to follow the money. You know, Maxine Waters, I see her taking money from all these banks. She talks bad about the banks. She talks bad about all these other people, but yet she's taking money from them. What do you guys think about that? She's taking money from them. You know, no. We need to have people. Oh, whoa! I'm going to share a story with you about that. You know, her not living in her own district. So, I went to a home not too long ago in Hancock Park, about an hour and 10 minutes away from my district. An hour and 10 minutes away. It's next to Beverly Hills. Maxine Waters has a huge mansion in Hancock Park. The house is under her husband's name, Sidney Williams. So no one can identify if that was Maxine Waters' home. Maxine Waters lives in that home. Not only does Maxine Waters live in that home, but she's registered to vote in the district. So she can vote for herself. But it doesn't disqualify you from running if you live outside. But you can't vote for yourself. But why would you be living outside the district and still have another home that you're registered living in another address and be voting in that district? That for me is not common sense, that's corruption. We need to have people that are keeping integrity. I live in the district. I was born in the city of Inglewood. I was born in Inglewood. I want to let everybody know that. I understand that district. I was born from there. I went to high school in Torrance. I lived a portion of my life in Hawthorne. I lived all over that district. I've seen what happened. And I've seen gangbangers destroy that state. The state of California, all over California, not only in my district. In Inglewood, you see gangbangers in parks. You see gangbangers all over the place, drug dealers, and for me, that's sickening that I see that. You know, we're not taking care of our own people. How many of you want to live in a community where you see gangbangers in parks, you see drug dealers, you see trash all over the place? How is that good for property values? When I talk to voters and small business owners, and a lot of small business owners are uninclined to fix their own businesses, to improve their own businesses because of all those issues in their communities. So if we address that and we got the community involved, and that's what I've been focusing on, are issues that are nonpartisan, issues that most people are concerned about. That's why people have been listening to what I've been doing, because I focus on things of reality. If you go to the welfare office in Los Angeles, you will see that there are people driving Mercedes, people driving BMWs that are accepting welfare. That is unacceptable. Unacceptable. We have to crack down on that. We have to crack down on welfare abuse in our state. We have to crack down on illegal aliens. We have to crack down in the state of California. We have to do things to get the job done, but we're not getting the job done. I want to get the job done. I am going to get the job done. I'm going to defeat Maxine Waters. I'm going to defeat her because I'm tired of seeing these politicians destroy this state. I sat for so many years just watching, and I said to myself, I'm so tired of sitting down. I'm going to get up off my butt. I'm going to take action. Enough is enough, everybody. Enough's enough. We have to do something. This election is the most important election in the state of California. Maxine Waters, we're going to drain the swamp in the 43rd Congressional District. We're going to make sure that we get you out of there. And this is my message to you. If you're going to keep turning down the debates that I've been asking you to debate me, we went to your office and we asked you for a debate. No answer has happened. My message is to you, debate me, because I will crush you in every minute, in every second. You will not stand a chance against me. You will not beat me. I will beat you because you are not doing anything in that district. 27 years. People have lost family to gangbangers. Crime is rising. The police department is being left behind all over the state. All over the state. I'm sickened by this. I'm sickened of public safety. Public safety officials are being put last. Where's the support for our firefighters, our police officers, the men and women who protect us, who save us from our freedom? I have family in the military, and I respect them. I respect what they're doing. We have to start honoring them. We have to start paying tribute to them and to what they're doing. But I go to the VA and I talk to veterans. When I go to the VA, I talk to veterans, and veterans tell me they're not doing anything. We paid a price for our country and the freedom in our country, and no one's doing anything to help us. They're helping the dreamers. They're helping all the illegals. They're handing all these things out for welfare. We're not cracking down on it. We're not supporting our own. And I'm running on putting America first. And we have to put the 43rd Congressional District first again. The 43rd Congressional District.
Now we're starting to look good, don't you think?
Yeah!
That's right.
And it's shady.
There you go. Move that 10 on up. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Stanley, how you doing back there? You got a good shot? All right. Let's start this again. What do you guys say? My name is Travis Allen. I'm running to be your next governor. How's everyone doing today at the state capitol? Are you ready to take our state back? I love it. Do I have some Californians here? Who here is proud of our state? What state is the greatest state in the nation? I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
I can't even say
That's what I'm talking about. Raise your hand if you were born in this state. Raise your hand if you were lucky enough to come to this state. All right, let's hear it for you all. This is for everyone here in California.
When I was born.
That's why I stand in front of you today. Let's hear it. I'll tell you my story. In 2012, I was first elected to office. I'm a Southern California surfer. I grew up 5 minutes from the border, lived for 20 years in Huntington Beach, and you know, I was tired of seeing my parents leaving the state, my brother leaving the state, my best friend moved to Texas. I invest money for clients and they left. They're in 20 states around the nation. My clients left, their companies left because California's taxes were too high, our regulations were too burdensome, and it didn't end. The state government kept on putting more and more laws in the ways of all of us enjoying our life. And I said, I've had enough. And there's something I'm going to do about it. How do you all feel?
We've had
Have you had enough in California? Are you ready to change the state? In 2012, I got elected. I went to the California Assembly. I fought against every single bad law. I fought against every tax increase. I fought against every time they tried to take our rights away from us. All of these fee increases, all of this new debt. I voted against every single one of them. I stood up there on the assembly floor and I argued against the California Democrats. Right now, Jerry Brown and the California Democrats run California. The California Democrats run a political machine out of San Francisco, California. You take a look at Jerry Brown, Nancy Pelosi, Bob Boxer, Dianne Feinstein, Gavin Newsom, all of them from the Bay Area. I'm here to tell you that California is bigger than San Francisco.
Take them down.
We love everybody in San Francisco, but we love everybody in San Diego, and in Los Angeles, and in Orange County, and up in Chico, and up in Redding. We love them all across the state. This state is too big to be run by Bay Area liberal elites. Do you agree with me? So I got elected 5 years ago. I tried to stop every single bad law. I proposed legislation that you need to have a valid California ID in order to vote. I don't know about you, but every time I go to the grocery store and I use my credit card, they ask me for my ID. Every time I board a plane, they ask me for ID. Every time I try to rent a car, they ask me for my ID. Whenever I go to the bank, what do they ask me for?
ID.
So why don't you ask people for their ID to identify themselves when they are going to take care of the most important sacred civil duty that we have? Electing people in California. Where is the justice? Where is the justice in this? If the bank can ask me for my ID, if the grocery store can ask me for my ID, if I need my ID for everything, why don't I need it to vote?
Scam!
Let me ask you a question. Who here has a valid California ID? Has anyone ever been stopped from getting a California ID?
No!
Did you need much money to do it?
No!
Will the DMV even provide you with an ID if you have no money?
Yes!
So why don't we use an ID to vote?
Because we want to vote illegally. Good question!
Let me tell you, my bill to make sure that all California voters must have ID prior to voting was killed along party lines. Every single Republican voted for it, and every single Democrat voted against it. Now listen, this is not about being Republican or Democrat. This is about what's doing right for California. You should not be voting in our state unless you are a California citizen. Do you agree?
Period.
Right.
So this is what we're talking about. I proposed a bill that we have voter ID in California. It was killed along party lines by Jerry Brown and the California Democrats. Next, I proposed a law that if you are in our state illegally and you are committing crimes, you will not be paid for with taxpayer dollars in the state of California. And if you are a sanctuary city and declare yourself a sanctuary city in California, you will no longer get state funds.
Right.
Do you agree? Does it make sense that people that come to our state and our country illegally and then commit crimes should be protected with our taxpayer dollars?
No!
Absolutely not. Justice for Kate Steinle, my friend. Thank you very much. Kate Steinle would be here today if the person that had killed her in broad daylight with her father when she was walking down that pier in San Francisco had been deported and not let back into the state. 5 times this person came back. This person was a 7-time felon.
Hang him!
This person had no business being in San Francisco, but he was released because San Francisco is a sanctuary city. And that's a crime. I think it's about time that California starts obeying federal law. I think it's about time that California has a governor who actually has a friend in the White House. Of all Californians. Do you agree? How many people here voted for our current President of the United States? 4 million and more of you, my friends, 4 million and more. So I proposed a bill to end sanctuary cities in California. This bill was voted down by the Democrats. It was stopped by the Democrats. Listen, for 4 decades, over 4 decades, the Democrats have run this building behind me, the California legislature. All except for about a year and a half, the Democrats have had complete dominance in the California state capitol. And as we've watched these 40 years of Democrat dominance in Sacramento, we have watched the 6th largest nation in the world now has the highest poverty rate in the United States. Is that right? No. Is it time to change this? Yes. Is it time to take back California? Yeah. Who's going to help you take back California? You are. You are. And I am.
I am.
Turn it red!
Turn the whole
Thank you so much. Look, I'm running on a very simple platform. First, California has the highest tax in the nation. We must cut California's taxes.
Yes.
Understand this, in California, you pay among the highest taxes in the entire United States. Jerry Brown, when he first got into office, had a general fund budget of $88 billion. Today, the general fund budget is $125 billion. I ask you, what happened to the extra $37 billion? Where did it go, Jerry? It didn't go to fix our roads. It didn't go to fix our dams. It didn't go to educate our children. Our schools are now among the worst in the nation. And that is wrong. It is time we take our state back. It is time we use California taxpayer dollars for the benefit of Californians. It's time we rebuild our state. We rebuild our roads. We build up our freeways with more lanes so we no longer have the highest traffic in the entire nation. It's time we get rid of bad teachers and have a school system for the benefit of our children, not for our teachers and administrators. Do you agree? Do we love good teachers?
Yes.
Do we love good teachers?
Yeah.
That's right, we do. What is the goal of our education system? Is it to pay administrators and bureaucrats, or is it to educate our children?
Educate our children.
Exactly right. In the 1950s, the California education system was among the best in the nation. We were the model for the rest of the country.
What happened?
60 years later, we are consistently ranked among the very worst in education. And that is a crime, and that must be fixed. Talking about crime. For decades now, due to California's tough-on-crime policies, our three-strikes law, crime has been going down and down and down until recently. In 2015, violent crime increased by 7.6%. Last year, we saw double-digit increases in violent crime in 34 major cities around the state. Crime is on the rise due to Jerry Brown and the California Democrats' soft-on-crime policies. AB 109. Prop 47, Prop 57, early release, lower penalties for offenders, allowing criminals into your neighborhoods is making California less safe. Does that make you feel good?
No.
Does that make you feel safe?
No.
If you commit a crime, where do you belong?
Jail.
That's exactly right, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's called justice. California must get tough on crime. We have to fix our roads. We have the second worst roads in the nation. We have the worst traffic in the nation. But the answer is not higher taxes. We have all the money we need because you're already giving it to us with your tax dollars.
Yes.
Jerry Brown is spending $37 billion more a year than when he first got in office in 2011. And by the way, he's been siphoning off $1.1 billion a year every year since 2011 that should have gone to your roads, and instead it's going to his general fund. Do you think that's a good idea?
No.
Is it time to fix our roads?
Yeah.
Do you like Jerry Brown's gas tax?
No.
Did you get a chance to vote? No. Are you going to?
Yes.
Everybody here has a cell phone, right?
Yeah.
Who here has been on the website nocagastax.com? Come on, raise your hand. Who here is going to go on the website nocagastax.com? Our official signature packets go out within probably a week and a half. We need 365,880 valid California signatures to put the repeal of Jerry Brown's gas tax on the November 2018 ballot. I want every single person here to sign. I want every single person here to sign up and get 10 of your friends to sign up. Together, we can tell Jerry Brown and the California Democrats, you're not going to raise our taxes without asking us first. Do you agree?